Hey there. I was browsing on Reddit earlier today and I noticed a post made by a 10-year captain that was seeking advice on finding a job after the military. The first part of this post that struck my eye was that he had claimed to apply to 1,000 jobs within 4 months without even receiving one interview request. Now, I can imagine how frustrated this might have been. When I left the Army, I personally applied hundreds of times only to sit and wait for something to happen, and most of the time, nothing happened. A lot of times when you're applying to jobs, you do not even receive a rejection letter. The company just goes completely silent and you never hear from them again. All right, so this tells me that his resume might not be structured to match the job description, or perhaps his military experience had not been completely translated into civilian language. Then I keep reading the post and I notice that he paid money to someone or some company to rewrite his resume. And even after that, he was still not seeing any success. One thing to keep in mind with resume writing companies is that practically zero of them actually guarantee you an interview, or much less an actual job offer. So, despite spending hundreds of dollars to someone, the results are not certain. In my opinion, it is much better to learn how to write your resume yourself. The resume is often the gateway to get you the interview and then to get the job offer. You have to put in the time to get the resume right. And if you'd like to learn how to write a better resume, check out my video in the corner. All right, back to the Reddit post. Reading this post also tells me this captain was using the blindly apply strategy, in which you jump on Indeed, LinkedIn, or any job search engine and you practically apply to any and all job positions you think you might be able to do. It helps to have a more narrow and focused approach so you can structure the resume to meet the qualifications of the actual job. This captain has about 10 years of operation experience. So, if he applied for an operation manager position at a company, it should be with a different resume than if he applied for a program analyst position. Now, he could very well be qualified for either of these positions, but it takes a different type of resume. With one generic resume, with all your experience listed, you will likely not be the best qualified for one specific job position. You have to tailor that resume for the job. Also, as I continue reading the post, I see that this guy lives in Nashville, Tennessee. Another strategy that he could take is to start building relationships with people that work at some of the top companies in Nashville, Tennessee. A quick Google search reveals that the top three employers in Nashville are number one, Vanderbilt Medical Center, number two, the state of Tennessee, and number three, the federal government. So, how do we build relationships with employees at these employers? Well, it's not really that hard. Make a LinkedIn account and search for people in Nashville at these companies, and you can do that with a filter search. Some of these people could even be prior military like you, and then you can send them a message, ask them for a 10-minute phone call or a 15-minute coffee meeting at Starbucks. Buy them a cup of coffee, and you can ask some questions about how is it like to work for their employer and what would make you a more competitive candidate when applying. This is what we call an informational interview. You are not asking for a job at this meeting or a referral. You are receiving information about a potential employer and you're attempting to develop a relationship that could put yourself in an advantage in the future. This is what people refer to as networking or growing your network. Another factor to consider is, why is this guy even at Nashville, Tennessee at all? Can he potentially move to where the better opportunities are? Sometimes you have to leave your comfort area and go to where the jobs are. Three main job industries that are hiring veterans are the government, defense contracting, and management consulting. Understanding what industries you want to work in, where those industries are located, and what are your salary expectations, that is important. And then you have to make the decision. I also noticed he mentioned going back to school. Now, I would strongly advise against this because this guy already has a bachelor's degree. So what we're looking at is 10 years of experience and a 4-year degree. In this case, do not go and keep chasing degrees just because you're not finding a job. You are adding potentially more debt. And if you really need a master's degree, then the company you are working for should be able to provide the tuition in order to get that master's degree. Also, try not to take just any job unless there are no options and you cannot move from your area. This man has valuable experience, and he shouldn't have to take an entry level position. This post was actually last year, so hopefully this man found his footing outside of the military. I know it can be tricky at first, and I know that the transition process has been getting better recently. So, did I miss anything? What do you guys think of the situation? What would you do? Let me know down in the comments. That pretty much wraps up this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those down below. If you like this video, please click that like button and click subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.